This call is being recorded.
Okay. One moment. Or I am recording our conversation, so please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions.
Cool.
Okay. So perfect. That being said, I see you got, of course, the progress chart, and we know that you were born 1990. How amazing. The first person and the third person everyone I spoke to today was born 1990, 1989, 1990, and you're born 1992. This is amazing. Given that I like to call us the GOAT squad, the greatest of all time. So that's
All right.
right. So that's really awesome. Seeing you're born in May, you're the natural producer king equation of this. And that's even more awesome because we know as a result that you are now progressed into Gemini. Congratulations. And so, bridging in this Gemini progression, you've progressed 13 degrees, which is cool because this lets us know that you are coming into, of course, the 30-year evolution of said transit. And you were born as a master producer, as an angel. This is actually cool because you're rising as a Gemini, so you actually are an angel. So as a master producer, you've evolved into the classic angel or the representative of balanced or classic enlightenment as now a cardinal bishop. You have made a full evolution. Your moon has evolved to Libra, your sun has evolved to Gemini, your rising has evolved to Cancer. Congratulations. And this is very significant because what this seeks to do is realistically step you into a very important angelic initiation. And relative to this angel initiation, as natural royalty, the spirit of natural royalty, this steps you in to taking, which a lot of people don't appreciate the value of Taurus, which is funny because Taurus is all about appreciation. The first octave of love, you can't really love something you don't value or appreciate. And when it comes to appraisal and valuing the value of any objects, that's all Taurus. That's the judgment. All the fixed signs are judges. So people don't really understand that the ability to, you live this, you're a master of this, but like the ability to even sense through the five senses naturally is Taurus. And so the progression into Gemini is walking out of Plato's cave, and it's now taking this mastery of five senses and stepping you into enlightenment, where now, based off that mastery, you're manifesting conscious awareness through your mind to enlighten possibilities of what your experience is and to legitimately step into an angelic awareness, which the Gemini Sun angelic awareness is similar to taking NZT, except you don't need the pill. You got this as an aspect of your spirit now. And this is really cool because your progressed sun is coming around your first house. And this is giving you spiritual awareness over the true nature of your personality, something that the North Node last year unlocked. It's just now your rising is in Cancer, 22 degrees. Pluto's been opposite it. You've probably been feeling some element of spiritual attack or just intensity in your dealings with others and just feeling the lack of integrity or integrity that people bring. In fact, Pluto in another month or two is going to go over your Saturn and awaken finally the Saturn element, which is so freaking awesome, bro, because this is like the height of it. Like there's no more powerful power than Saturn and Capricorn, if you think about it. Aquarius and Pisces are higher. And oh my gosh, you have 29 degrees Venus exalted in Pisces. That is freaking badass. That is the height of unconditional love, but also creativity and the divine expression of your heart, which is cool because now it's progressed in its dignity in Taurus. So all that high imagination that actually is the highest point of your chart is now grounded for you to actually, through your five senses, naturally experience. But once again, um, Saturn and Cap is the highest power, really. There's no other more powerful power than that. So it's a huge deal. That's why I say we're Goat Squad, because you even have Jupiter in its exaltation in Cancer. You're part of the Jupiter in the second house club if we use the whole signs. Yeah, it falls in the first, but you guess money. Okay. Normally people with you might spend it as much as you get it, but this speaks of your ability to manifest the contagious nature of your own personality and the healing that comes through with this nurturing and empathy that you align with your character. In other words, it's going to expand the element of how well you can manifest. And now that your rising is in Cancer, you're an instrument of this juice. Because as a Gemini rising, you have Cancer, and Cancer is the juice. So you got the juice, and your juice is rich. It's the richest with Jupiter here. And Chiron makes it healing. So Pluto is awakening the power driver and mechanism in your dealings with others. Normally, Saturn in the eighth like this, you can deal with others' taxes, material resources, and secrets in order to really add to their value and to share resources. But that's your karma to deal with others in this position. What we see now here with Gemini once again being activated is it's taking this natural grounded quality and it's adding enlightened understanding through thoughts and communication for you to manifest your worth and to step into the instrumental nature of your true angelic being natally. Now that we've seen that evolve into Cancer, you're cleansing and gaining priestlyhood to become holy as the angelic enlightenment gains holiness through this first element of water, then purity in Scorpio, then divinity in Pisces. And unlike most others in 1990, you actually have Pisces energy, magic. So, like, I have a perfect trine, but I don't have any Pisces. So, my experience of these emotions is a bit limited, unlike yours, which is complete, especially with Mars on the MC. So you have this triplicity of feeling how rich the emotions are you manifest, and then you align and integrate that rich feeling intensely with Pluto and integrate that wisdom with which eclipses in the 10th, and you experience the magic of that intensity with the creativity of Pisces and Mars and Venus there to blend your heart and desire to very creatively express through your career and teaching, this imagination. Normally Pisces contexts bring what do they call it, graphic design, anime, being able to like draw or really imagine and think outside the box. So this is cool, being that your north node directly squares your sun, which is super rare in the eighth, ninth. Because it's attached to the ninth, even though it falls in the eighth, your destiny is to come into your own extraordinary religion, bridging the common sense values that incorporate your spirituality and unconscious habits. So it's very, very amazing because the North Node has gone over your progressed sun. And we know that relative to the progression, we must look at the lunar cycle, because the lunar cycle is going to realistically give a very profound insight towards what stage of the progression we're on. You were born after the new moon in the beginning of the sign. And let me go back in time real quick, but that led to the full moon in Scorpio progressed. Whenever you're getting ready for the full moon in Sagittarius, I just finished my full moon in Capricorn a few years ago. And that is when you come into the most success during that period. That full moon facilitated me being able to do what I do full time. And so from progress moon in Sag, Cap, Aqua, and Pisces, you'll be harvesting that. You're going to step into such an enlightened, ascended harvest cycle. So congratulations. It's going to be super badass. Once again, though, you had the full moon in Scorpio, then you had the third quarter square in Aquarius, then it looks like you had the new moon in Gemini. So let's go back in time because we want to make sure the new moon wasn't actually in Taurus. And it looks like it was in the beginning of Gemini. So you want to go back to 2010 because 2010, ironically, yep, it was in Gemini. 2011, before Jupiter went into Gemini, you had the new moon in Gemini progress cycle, 3 degrees Gemini. This is when you started a new cycle of enlightenment. And this is when you started and opened the doorway into a new magical adventure, if anything, of discovery of your own self. Normally, this now represents a new idea that guides your life. Then you had the first quarter square, let's say 7 years from then, to juxtapose this new idea with hidden details, with a understanding of the facts you're dealing with in order to change this new idea. It's like, okay, I want to talk to people in a certain way. I want to express myself in a certain way. But then the moon was in Virgo recently, and you came into hidden understanding of, okay, in talking to people, I want to talk to people celestially, but the moon in Virgo let me know in this real dimension, there's certain things that are real. These real facts inhibit me from doing it the way I truly see it. So now I have to adjust my idea to fit into this reality. Bet. Now you're going to integrate this into the full moon in Sag, where the completion of this Gemini progression of enlightenment ascends your enlightened awareness to complete the meaning of this idea so that you can show and tell, so that you can see through your relationships with others this idea. Since 2011, you've worked hard to come through. And so, en route to that, the moon is in Libra. It's getting ready to leave Libra, and the moon does travel 1 degree every month. So, relative to that, in 5 months, it's going to enter Scorpio. Right now, it's square your natal and progress Saturn and Pluto. So, I'd actually love to ask, how intense does that feel for you?
It's pretty intense. If you go back to like 2011, everything's just been building up to basically till now, and then now I'm just waiting, and now I can't do anything else. I can't manifest. I'm just waiting. I don't
And
get it.
I respect that you said that because you're not going to have to wait much longer. A lot of this is because you've done all the work already. So it's like you have to wait for reality itself to catch up to where you're at.
Yeah,
So that
that's a good thing. Like I'm basically like just trying to enjoy the abundance that I got, but at the same time I know I got more work to do, but the the payout, I guess I'm waiting for, or the I don't know,
I have
appreciation or something.
chills. I have chills all over my body because that's literally next year. Jupiter is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
Jupiter is going to come over your MC, and that's going to be the career evolution cycle, where Jupiter and Pisces, Aries, and Taurus is you legitimately coming into rewards and expansion of career opportunities. And then by the time it settles in Taurus, you're coming into so much appreciation and rewards for it because you've done the work. But it really kicks off next year. And you're going to come into the appreciation as a Taurus sun because that's your 11th house of friendships and gains from career. So as a Taurus sun, you Aquarius 10th house in the 8th or ninth ascended your understanding of where you're headed. So a lot of what you're waiting for is Jupiter as soon as this year ends, and then the North Node coming into your sign. Boom, my friend. That's going to unlock everything for you. And once again, there's more work to be done, but you've done a lot of the hard work. So it's going to be and this is all going to be coinciding during the full moon. You're coming into some of the greatest success or enlightened success or ascended success that you worked hard for. So congratulations.
Yeah.
And personally, um, it goes a long way because at this current part of the square, you're on the verge of breakthrough over the next 5 months. This sense of breakthrough as a Gemini is creatively expressing the enlightened quality of your personality and your ideas to express them socially in Libra and to find very creative ways of socially expressing your ideas to the right people. Hence, now the square to Saturn and Pluto will bring a block. It will feel like you're waiting for things to release because this is breaking you through the inhibitive nature of what might hold you back from expressing, because squares represent outside influences who will have a problem with how freely and balanced you express these ideas because of its progressiveness and because of how it's outside the box of traditional norm. So the extremity of Pluto is going to really induce trust issues based on who you can communicate this element of this sense of balance and classicness with. So in that sense, it really goes a long way once again towards you being in a position to realistically, once again, over these next few years, um, be put in a position to powerfully not only step in to, yourself, but also put yourself in a position to really connect very powerfully. And not just really connect powerfully, but once again, I'll also be in a position to realistically, tap so amazingly into how much more confidently you'll be in a position to open up so much more of your own power, because now this is your progressed fourth to seventh house, and it's going to go a long way towards how uniquely and influentially you influence others instead of them manipulating or indirectly or passively trying to get at you. Not that it even has to be a bad thing. I don't want to frame it as if it's you versus the world, but these are just some of the challenges, let's say, that may be faced relative to this persona, or relative to that awareness, relatively. So, once again, a lot of how that plays out, if we think of Libra as the turn door or bridge into there, is now preparing you to shift that as you step into Scorpio and head into so much pureness. Where now, in 5 months, the moon will progress into Scorpio and start to transit your Pluto. And this is going to intensify relative to this creativity that you're expressing socially, the integration of now your own psychological behavior that will integrate all of what you've spent since 2011 activating. This is going to now make you receptive to the wisdom and pure energy that will intensify this idea in order for you to live it through your lifestyle. Then 30 months after 5 months, boom, we step into the full moon cycle to complete this in Sagittarius. So this is really closing out the beginnings, at least, of this, the first part of this Gemini cycle. And did you have any questions so far?
Nah, man, you're pretty spot on. I don't know. You got all the things I was kind of looking for. So, I don't know.
Sweet.
Pretty amazing how you do that.
Awesome. So, yeah, with that being
I
said,
guess the only thing I'm had a question about is this upcoming when Jupiter goes into Pisces for 6 months, how that could actually relate to my chart a little bit more in depth.
It's
'Cause-
actually some of the most important, and I hate to interrupt, but go ahead.
oh no, that's all. Yeah, that was the question. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very important because your moon is in Virgo too. So this is going to also complete your soul's expansion. Your MC is in Pisces. So you're similar to me. I'm a Taurus rising. My 10th house is in Aquarius, but my MC falls in the ninth house in Aqua, ruled by the 10th, just like yours.
Okay.
So your leg is so just like I'm known for reading the stars because Aquarius is science in the stars. Pisces is a step further. It's metaphysical sciences, it's graphic design, it's imagination, it's literally anything because Pisces can apply to anything, but it's the divine. And that's very vague. So to not be so vague, you can apply this abstractness to where if you were a bank teller, if you were a teacher, if you were an engineer, in the
Gotcha.
MC in the ninth, you're going to be a teacher of divinity, but also a public figure. So whenever people learn from you, you're going to bring abstract, beyond this world ideology to teach them. Even if you were an atheist and you didn't believe in the divine, you're going to find a way to evoke people's imagination in the way you show them. It's more of a vibe. Mars is here, and Venus adds so much creative beauty to the way you polish this. So, congratulations. Neptune has been working through here since 2012 to secure a dream job. It's just, this is Neptune. So, what's difficult is, this world and society says you need a 9 to 5, you need to be constantly working. Neptune's like, no, you don't have to do anything. You just have to live your dream life. And it can be hard pre Saturn return because it's like, how do we make this real? Versus now where I'm living my dreams because Neptune went through my 10th. When Jupiter comes through this is going to evolve and expand and miraculously give you career opportunities that you don't see now because the connection with Neptune will just bring it into fruition. And your sun in Taurus adds so much strength to this. Your progressed sun in Gemini makes you aware of this in a 10th house way. This is going to, over the next 6 months, evolve considerably the success you come into. Congratulations, if anything. Even though your progressed MC is in Aries, this is going to fundamentally evolve the belief and perception around what you think is possible. It's going to open up so much doors so that by the time Jupiter goes into Aries, you're going to be taking that action to really upgrade and actually step into your power and authority. And so we know Venus has gained power through Aries and boldness, and it's now grounding in Taurus. We know Mercury was retrograde and now it's direct. It's gaining greater strength in Taurus and it's linking with Venus to beautify how you communicate. We know that Mars in Pisces is now in its dignity in Aries and it's gaining power at 2 degrees. And as it goes closer to the MC, this is the individual actions that you take to maintain your legacy. It's very amazing too, because with the square to Neptune and Uranus, you're dealing with other people who feel like you're delusional. Meanwhile, you're a pioneer. So people are going to realize late on that, oh, wow, I should have invested. Like this person was actually a genius the whole time. You're coming out of that, of people really it's not really, it's the Pluto opposition brings an insane element of jealousy towards you because you got the goods. It's not even about what you did good or bad. It's just an irrational sense of like obsession, hatred or love in that vein. So people will have to learn the hard way to get off your dick and to really just respect what you've built for yourself. And that in a nutshell gives us an idea of this progression. When the moon goes into Scorpio in 5 months, you're going to feel it intensely. And the closer it gets to Pluto, the closer your soul will awaken relative to the opposition. And what's cool is the new moon in Scorpio that we have in a month is going to be exactly on your sun. Uranus is going to be on your sun, and the sun and moon are going to be opposite that. So you're going to feel that intensely. It's going to really transform your lifestyle and behavior. But I hate to cut this call short. I'm going to send you this recording right now. But did you have any final questions?
No, man. Thank you.
No, and I'm glad we were able to touch base. Let's keep in touch. Shoot me an email if you have any questions. And you have a blessed week.
You too, man.
All right. Peace out.